When I tell you I nearly passed out at my own wedding rehearsal, I'm not exaggerating. Picture this. Me in my white rehearsal dress, nerves already stretched thinner than my bank account, when suddenly, guess who strolls in like she owns the place? My fiance's ex. And not just any ex. Kayla. The same Kayla he dated for 5 years before me. The same Kayla who totally ghosted him, but still manages to like every Instagram post he's ever uploaded. The same Kayla I've heard way too many stories about, usually after a few beers when my fiance, Dylan, gets nostalgic. And the kicker? I had no idea she was even invited. At first, I thought maybe she'd crashed, like maybe she saw a post and decided to be messy. But no, Dylan looked up, froze like a deer in headlights, and then muttered, "Oh, hey, you made it." You made it. My head whipped around so fast, I swear I pulled a neck muscle. I asked him with my eyes, "Excuse me?" Kayla hugged him, like they were catching up after a long vacation. Then she turned to me with this smirk, like she already knew something I didn't. "Oh, hi, you must be the bride," she said, as if she hadn't just hugged my future husband like she was claiming property. I forced a smile. Yep, that's me, the bride, as in the one marrying Dylan tomorrow. Her smirk widened. Now, Dylan pulled me aside after, whispering, "Babe, don't freak out, okay? I invited her a couple weeks ago. She said she might not come. I didn't want to stress you out." Didn't want to stress me out by inviting his ex for 5 years to our wedding. I swear I could feel my blood pressure writing its own obituary. But because I'm not trying to ruin my own rehearsal dinner, I said nothing. I just smiled through my teeth and spent the entire night pretending everything was fine while Kayla hovered in the background like a bad omen. Then came the actual wedding day. The morning started okay. My bridesmaids, my ride or dies, Jess and Maya, were hyping me up while we got ready. Jess was ready to throw hands if Kayla so much as breathed wrong. Maya kept reminding me, "This is your day. Don't let anyone steal it." But you know how in horror movies there's that moment of calm before the chaos? Yeah, that was me sipping champagne while Jess curled my hair. Because right before the ceremony, Maya rushed in, pale as a ghost, holding her phone. You need to see this. On TikTok, already at 20K views, was a video of Kayla in her hotel room holding up the exact same wedding dress as mine. My custom ordered 3 months to arrive, stupidly expensive gown. The caption? "When your ex gets married, but you still want your moment." I almost threw up on the spot. Now, at this point, my brain was screaming, "Run!" But my pride was screaming louder. This was my wedding. If Kayla wanted a scene, she wasn't going to get it. Except she did. Because halfway through the ceremony, literally as the officiant said, "If anyone has any objections," the church doors slammed open, and there she was, wearing my dress. I swear the collective gasp from the guests could have blown the roof off. She strutted down the aisle like it was her runway, ignoring every horrified whisper. My mom's jaw dropped. My dad looked like he was 2 seconds from calling the cops. Jess stood up ready to tackle her. And Dylan? He just looked guilty. Not shocked, not outraged, guilty. Kayla stopped right in front of us, turned to the crowd, and announced, "Before anyone here gets tricked, you should know Dylan and I have been seeing each other again for months. He told me he wasn't really in love with her." Silence. Pin drop silence. I stared at Dylan, waiting for him to deny it, to shout, "She's lying." But he didn't. His face was pale, sweaty. He stuttered, "Kayla, don't. This isn't the time." And that's when I knew. Every ounce of me knew. The chaos that followed could have been its own Netflix special. Jess and Maya were screaming at Dylan. My mom was pulling me back while my aunt yelled, "Throw her out!" Kayla just stood there, smiling like she'd won. I remember gripping my bouquet so hard the stems snapped. My entire life, every plan, every dollar spent, every dream was unraveling in real time. So, I did the only thing my adrenaline-flooded, sleep-deprived, humiliated brain could think of. I grabbed the mic from the officiant. Actually, I said, voice shaking but loud enough to echo, "Thank you, Kayla, for showing up, because you just saved me from marrying the wrong person." Gasps. Cheers. My grandma clapped. Dylan reached for me, stammering, "Wait, babe, it's not." I threw the bouquet at him, square in the chest, and walked out. The aftershocks? Insane. By the time I got back to the bridal suite, Jess was already drafting the most savage group text to everyone. Wedding canceled. Turns out groom was auditioning for worst human alive. Maya was on Venmo requesting Dylan for emotional damages, and my phone blowing up. Because that TikTok Kayla posted, now over 1 million views. Everyone knew. People were stitching it, clowning Dylan, calling Kayla the dollar store main character. By midnight, hashtag Runaway Bride was trending, featuring me. It's been 3 weeks now. Dylan's been begging me to talk, saying it was a mistake and he only met up with Kayla a few times. Kayla's still posting TikToks about how love always wins while getting roasted in the comments. And me? I'm single, but I've never felt more powerful. Because here's the thing. They thought they humiliated me, but what they really did was hand me the best revenge story Gen Z TikTok has ever seen. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm thriving on the chaos.